Closing statements, 2 minutes. I just drew a number. Number 4, Mr. McGruer.
Thanks. I hope you've gathered this evening that there's a consistent set of principles that runs through the answers I've given. We've heard about problems in healthcare, which is a government monopoly. We've heard about government overspending on healthcare in particular. We've heard about rising energy prices, another monopoly. We've heard about questions of job creation, where government is the obstacle. We've heard about a question in education, another government monopoly. Could it be that government monopolies are the source of the problem? Could it be that you are better suited to run your own life than bureaucrats and politicians? If elected, I would not seek to control your decisions, to control your life, to spend your money. I trust you. You know how to better spend your money than 100,000 or 1 million bureaucrats, no matter how many of them we hire. They can never do it as well as you can. Just imagine what it would look like if a society had a government based on the protection, only the protection, of individual rights. It's very difficult to conceive of because we are so far away from it. And unfortunately, I fear greatly that we are moving in the wrong direction. Our healthcare system, our energy system, our education system, and all the other fields where government is a major force are based on the same principles that used to run the Soviet Union, that have run Cuba, that ran East Germany, that run North Korea. There's only a matter of degrees of difference, but we're headed in their directions. I encourage you to consider what it would look like to actually have a fully free society for a change. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McGruer. Mr. Edmonds.
First of all, I want to thank the organization for putting on this debate. It was awesome to see a good turnout. Second of all, I promised to get back to you with the answer on my Facebook page. A few things that wasn't talked about is currently I'm on ODSP. I'm affected by 800 different rules. A system that's willing to fail. This system's been in place since almost 20 years now. And it's time to change. Slowly, they've changed it. But there's still limitations that I can do. There's limitations I want to be free. I see people next door neighbor prosper. I can't prosper. One issue is I want to take a second career. I go to a second career counselor. You're not healed enough. I go to but I can send you over here to a federal agency. This is the stuff that we are constantly going in circles. And I'm frustrated. That's why I'm running. And if you help disabilities in the community, you help everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Edmonds. Ms. Funicello.
Thank you very much, and I too would like to thank the organizers for this all candidates meeting, and also thank all of you for making the time to be here this evening and to ask the questions. The residents of Ottawa South clearly have a choice. They can choose a leader who has a proven track record of listening to the community and working very hard and getting results for the community, or choose a politician who will be demanding that we come back here within a short time and have another debate at another election in the very near future, rather than actually getting real results for the residents of this area. So thank you very much again.
Thank you, Ms. Funicello. Mr. Trammell.
Okay, you must be pretty tired of me telling you how the Argentinians are so much smarter than you guys, right? Change! This is how the Russians are so much smarter than you. When their bank crashed in the 1990s, 750 states and municipalities paid all their workers with small denomination bonds. And 25,000 corporations issued their own chips. Canadian Tire money, Canadian Tire rubles, Shell rubles, Ford rubles, Walmart rubles. 26,000 corporations. The banks were shut. What are you going to do, stop the game or issue your own chips? They did. So guess what? Not only the Argentinians are a lot smarter than you, but Russians too. Okay, back to serious now, because that wasn't fun. In April 2011, people on the BC coast absorbed about 5 hot particles a day, 150 a month. That's about 3,000 to 4,000 hot particles in the last couple of years. That's why all the BC babies are dying, all the old guys are croaking of cancer so fast. And of course, this is so much worse than background radiation because it comes closer from a meter to a centimeter. It's not 100 times worse, it's 100 squared. And if it gets inside you, it's not 1,000,000 times worse, it's 1,000,000 squared, which is why it blows out all the circuits of your body. Now, we, not on the West Coast, we only got 1,000 or 2,000 hot particles each. You can go to my website, see what I'm trying to do to save myself. I ain't got time to tell you. Oh, Rogers, tomorrow night, I got 1.5 minutes to talk about saving you from nuclear. But my website has that, and you can find it just by YouTube, my video called Pet Fish Dead, Kids Drink Same Water. Okay? So before your kids end up belly up in the swimming pool with the fish in your ponds, you do some homework. Okay? You had a lot of laughs at me, but the last time, a lot of you are going to be dead real soon. You'll be surprised. How many of you old guys are going to a lot of funerals in the last few months? Okay, yay, funerals!
Thank you, Mr. Tourette.
I bring my accordion.
Mr. Fraser.
Thank you, Jean, and thanks, John, and thank you all for being here this evening. This election is about who's best to be there for you, the families of Ottawa South, who has the maturity, the experience, and the commitment to keep our community moving forward. For the past 14 years, I've worked for the people of Ottawa South. Je comprends le besoin de la communauté franco-ontarienne. Par exemple, j'ai travaillé avec Madeleine Meilleur et Dr. Bernard Leduc pour la désignation académique de l'hôpital et demande l'appui de mes voisins pour continuer à avancer notre communauté. I'm proud of the work we've done to make Ottawa South stronger, expanding CHEO in the Ottawa Hospital, redeveloping St. Pat's Home, and improving student achievement. I have worked to bring all levels of government and community organizations together to tackle the issues of children's mental health and youth addictions. This experience has given me a profound sense of what it means to serve your community. I know that a community's success depends on government, business, and community organizations working together, and I understand what it takes to bring those people together to deliver results for our community. I want to continue to make a difference for the people of Ottawa South, and I'm asking for your support to do this. I will work hard every day in our community to support the people that live and work here, and I will work to ensure that we continue to have world-class hospitals, excellent schools, and community organizations that keep us moving forward. Merci. Thank you.
I'm not running to get elected. I'm running to let the people know that there is a different point of view politically out there. You've heard all the major parties talk about how more efficient they'll be with the present state of government. And you've heard Mr. Trammell say on how bad it was when countries, governments fail. It was left up to the individual to pick themselves up and put the economy straight again. Now when a government fails, there's the proof right there. It's up to the individual. We haven't failed here in Ontario yet. And imagine how good it could be if we end government monopolies, put it back in the hands of the individual, and let them decide how they want their services provided to them, either from the government or from a competing private enterprise. But the thing is that if it works in Russia the way that Mr. Trammell has said, how can it work in Ontario? I'd say we can do it on our own and not have a government overrule us and overpower us and regulate everything that we do from day to day. We can do a lot better than governments can. All we have to do is trust ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bissell. Mr. Post.
I'd like to thank the organizers and the great turnout for all you people. You guys deserve a hand. I'd also like to apologize for my lack of prep for this debate. As you can tell by my voice, I've been in bed sick with the flu for the last 2 days. I wasn't planning on participating in this debate, but I merely wanted to come as an observer since I'm running. Anyway, so I apologize for that. Anyway, on a more serious note, I do believe that Ontario is on the verge of a financial meltdown if we don't do something to stop the madness as voters. Secondly, and I think most importantly, we can't let our leaders keep breaking promises or making promises they don't keep. We can't stand for that any longer. Period.
Thank you, Mr. Post. Mr. Young.
J'aimerais commencer davantage pour vous remercier tous d'avoir assisté ce soir. La foule était vraiment très super.
Thank you all for coming. It was a great night, great crowd. You'll hear my liberal opponent talking time and time again about fear-mongering and how he intends to refight the 1995 election. This is not 1995, and this election is not about what went on then.
That's right.
It's not even about what went on the last 10 years.
That's right.
This election is about the first step towards a collective future, a prosperous future. A future where businesses are successful and hire more people. A future where seniors can count on the health care they need when they need it. It's a future where children receive world-class education in maths and sciences, and not only compete, but beat the rest of the world again. This election is about taking Ontario, the first step in taking Ontario in a new direction. That's the direction we must take to protect our children's future. The only way we get that new direction is from the PC party. This will not change the government, this election will not change the world, but it is indeed the first step. It is the only way that we get back to being the leaders of Confederation, and it's the only way that we make Ontario great again. So let's send a message to Queen Park that is enough. Let's tell them we want better.